Man, things just keep getting worse and worse for Stephen A. Smith. Now Draymond Green has came out and said some things and actually exposes Stephen A. Smith for more lies that Stephen A. Smith has told in this back and forth with LeBron James feud. But we're going to unpack all that here next on the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Well, guys, everybody has weighed in on this Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James situation. And it's to a point like, when are we going to get back to basketball? When are we going to get back to talking basketball? The NBA season is coming to an end. The playoffs are on the horizon. And we are still talking about this Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James situation. And it seems that Stephen A. Smith cannot let it go. Every time somebody comes out and says something about Stephen A. Smith on how he has been on this whirlwind tour, Taylor Swift tour, like LeBron said, going on everybody's podcast and saying certain things to the situation when LeBron James confronted him at a basketball game at Crypto.com Arena when the Lakers faced the New York Knicks. And like Stephen A. Smith said, he approached him on the day that he signed the $100 million contract. And he said he was caught off guard. He didn't know LeBron James was going to step to him in a situation like that. And everybody has weighed in on it. Now, through the back and forth between Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James, more so Stephen A. Smith has told many lies. And he's caught up in his own web of lies, and people are coming out exposing Stephen A. Smith for all the lies that he is telling. Now, Draymond Green, he took it a step further by calling Stephen A. Smith the weak one and a hypocrite, because Stephen A. Smith said some things in the situation when LeBron James confronted him at Crypto.com Arena, and Stephen A. Smith made it abundantly clear that if LeBron James would have put his hands on him, Stephen A. Smith said he would have swung. He would have swung on LeBron James. Now, a lot of people talked about that, but he did say he would have got his ass kicked. But it's the fact that he said that he would have swung on LeBron James. Stephen A. Smith is a part of the media. And this is where Draymond took exception to what Stephen A. Smith said and basically called him a hypocrite for what you said. And then he tried to turn around and fire back at Draymond for what Draymond said. Now, we all know Stephen A. Smith went on Gil's Arena and they asked him about the situation about what LeBron did. And Stephen A. Smith said that was a weak move. A lot of people looked at that like, okay, now Stephen A. Smith is really pumping his chest and flexing on all these podcasts, trying to be gangster. But when he had to address the situation on ESPN First Take, which he said he wasn't going to address it, he was very humbled by the situation, and his body language spoke something different versus to his body language that he is talking on these podcasts. So Draymond Green made it abundantly clear that Stephen A. Smith is the weak one. And where Draymond Green comes from, when you call a man weak, you get hands put on you. So let's take a listen to what Draymond Green said. And then we're going to follow up that with what Stephen A. Smith had to come back when he fired back at Draymond Green. But before we get off into that, right now, I'm at 15,095 subscribers, on my way to 16,000. And if you're new to this platform and you just now coming across any of these videos, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. And with the support of you guys, I know we can achieve our goal of 16,000. But let's get off into what Draymond Green said to what Stephen A. Smith said when he was on Gil's Arena talking about LeBron. That was a weak move. Let's take a listen.
Call something that man did bullshit and weak. Like, those are words like where we grew up.
Yeah.
Like, you get hands put on you where we grew up and those types of words. So I think the problem that people have with media is you go on there and you like, oh, that's weak. Like, weak? Like, calling another man weak? Like, that's not basketball, which is actually what Brian was saying in the first place. Like, let's keep it basketball, because calling a man weak, that's not basketball. And you're paid to talk about basketball.
Now, you heard what Draymond Green had to say. Now, listen to what Stephen A. Smith said in response to what Draymond said.
We got the Draymond Greens out there with his damn podcast. For some reason, suddenly forgetting my character and who I am. And he's talking about, yo, it was weak of Stephen A. to say that LeBron was weak, or to bring it up as a father. And oh, by the way, where I'm from, we put hands on you. You sure you should be saying that, Draymond? You sure? I mean, you sure that's the words you want to use? We should be putting hands on somebody. Has that not worked against you? Jordan Poole, Nurkic, Rudy Gobert. I mean, I'm just asking. Is that the smartest thing for you to say? Particularly when you want to be in this business when it's all over? Is that the smartest thing for you to say? But you go ahead, bro. God bless you. I understand where you rolling now and how you rolling.
Now, you heard what Stephen A. Smith said. Now, Stephen A. Smith is probably one of the biggest hypocrites on television. I can't believe Stephen A. Smith responded this way, because isn't Stephen A. Smith in media? And that's something that Draymond Green seeks out to be once he gets done playing basketball. Didn't Stephen A. Smith just recently go on ESPN First Take and on his podcast and say, if LeBron James would have put his hands on me, I would have swung on him? Really? But you telling Draymond Green, is that what you want to say? And you're trying to be a part of this business when you're done playing basketball? But Stephen A. Smith, you just said the same exact thing, and you are part of the media. So when are you going to be held accountable? See, that's the thing about Stephen A. Smith. See, he gets caught up in his own way. See, that's the web of lies that I'm telling y'all about, because Stephen A. Smith is being a hypocrite in this situation. See, everything that's pertaining around this LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith situation, it got Stephen A. Smith exposing his own self, because now he said so many things he don't remember what he has said. And just like Marcellus Wiley said, Stephen A. Smith is not mad at LeBron for the reasons that he's stating. This all stems from the Max Kellerman situation, and he's treating LeBron like Max Kellerman. And Draymond Green, I know that he is buddy-buddy with LeBron James, but he made sense. People know from different walks of life, when you call a man weak or something like that, that messes with a man's ego, and people be ready to fight over situations like that. But for Stephen A. Smith to tell Draymond Green, why would you say things like this and you want to be part of the media? Stephen A. Smith, you just said the same exact thing, that you would put hands on LeBron James. And you said that on national television, on ESPN First Take, Disney, Wide World of Sports. And then you say it on your own platform. but ain't you a part of the media? So when are you going to be held accountable? So you're using the double standard. So you can say it, but if Draymond says it, it's different. Y'all got to watch Stephen A. Smith, man, because he says so many things, man, that everything is coming out. And like I've always said, what don't come out in the wash will come out in the rinse. I see everybody in the comment section, #salute. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. Oh yeah, just in case I forgot. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Might not be for you, but it might be for you. And that's going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
That's all, folks.